Hey friends, it's Ashley here from the Loopy Lamb, and today I'm going to show you how to do the half double crochet stitch. Now the half double is one of the basic crochet stitches that the foundation of a solid crochet skill box is based on, so it is a vital stitch that you'll need to know. Now the half double crochet stitch is taller than the single crochet but shorter than the double crochet stitch. And now when I'm talking about my stitch terms, I do use the US terminology for all of my stitches. If you are a crocheter that uses the UK terminology, this would be referred to also as it's a half treble. So to start our stitch, we are going to create a slip knot, place that onto a hook. And the half double crochet can be done in any number of chains, but for today's tutorial, I'm going to do a chain 10. So yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through. We're going to do that until we have 10 chains. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, the proper way to do the half double crochet is to work into the third chain from the hook. So you never count that loop on your hook as a loop. So you'll go 1, 2, 3. You'll yarn over, insert into the middle of that chain, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Okay, you'll have 3 loops on your chain, or your hook, sorry, goodness. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. All right, so you'll just have your 1 loop remaining, and that's your first half double crochet. Now, if your pattern indicates that you are working into the third chain from the hook, that means that those skipped chains count as your first half double crochet. Okay, so technically, even though I've only completed 1 stitch, I actually have 2 because those skipped chains count as your first stitch. So we're going to work another half double into the next chain. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the middle of that V, yarn over, pull up the loop. I now have 3 loops on my hook. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on my hook. And that's our next half double crochet. And we're just going to do that into every chain across the chain. So I'm just finishing my last half double. And now if I want to continue to work half double crochet for another row, what I'll do is I'll yarn over hook and pull through that loop on my hook to create a chain. So that's a chain 1. And then I would yarn over hook and create a second chain, and that's a chain 2. So you would do a chain 2 to bring your yarn up to the height that you need it to be for the height of your stitch. And it's called a turning chain. Then you would turn your work, and this way you are working from right to left again. So that chain 2 usually is counted as a turning chain, but some designers will change that. So make sure that you're looking at the note section of your pattern to make sure whether that chain 2 will count as your first stitch or not. For our purposes today, it does count as your first stitch. So we're going to skip that first set of V's here, and we're going to work into the second stitch. Okay, so don't work into the first stitch, work into the second. We're going to yarn over hook, insert under both strands of that V, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so that's your half double crochet stitch completed. And again, that turning chain counts as a stitch, so I technically have 2 half double crochets. So then we'll just repeat that across the chain or the stitch. And I'm going to show you what you do when you get to the end of the row. Okay, so I've worked into all of the V's at the top of my row 1, but it doesn't quite look right. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. and not getting that nice, clean, straight edge I want, right? And if I count the stitches on top, I don't quite have enough. That's because those skipped chains that we skipped at the beginning, they count as a stitch. And so if it counts as a stitch, I need to work into the top of that chain in order for me to have that straight edge. So what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over and you're going to work into the top of the chain. Now, this can be a little tricky, especially if your chain is really tight. So take some time and you'll develop as you work into crochet looser chain. So that won't be an issue. So into that top of the chain, you'll yarn over, pull up a loop, just like we would if we were working into a regular stitch. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And now I'll have a straighter edge and I'll have the same number of stitches that I need to have every row. And if I want to continue doing subsequent rows, I would again do that chain 2 turning chain, turn my work, and then work across the row. And that's how you do the half double crochet stitch. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try my best to help you in any way I can. If you enjoy free crochet patterns, please head over to my blog, theloopylamb.com. Thanks so much for watching, happy hooking, and I'll see you next time.